Hi folks, this is the third video of the online improvisation workshop by Monty Cash Music. So, in the last video I covered some very basic improvisation and just a very basic improvisation technique with 3 notes just to get you started. So as a reminder, this is for non-musicians as well, so I am reinventing the wheel. For this video I'm going to explain about rhythm. Now, rhythm and different sorts of rhythm induce trance and different sorts of trance. And what is trance? What am I talking about when I say trance? I'm talking about the mind becoming relaxed, the mind letting go of inhibitions, the mind letting go of its fight or flight reflex, the mind allowing the mind to wander in a lucid state. And this can be induced through many different ways, including meditation, through substances like caffeine or alcohol, but it can also be induced through rhythm. Now, in the Western world, we're quite addicted to certain rhythms that are like based on 2, 4, 8 or 16, sometimes in 3 or 6, but never really a deviation from these. So, for the purposes of exploring other parts of yourself and unlocking other parts of your mind using different rhythms, I'm going to introduce 3 rhythms within this video. One will be a 4, like in the previous video, but I will place the accent somewhere else, and you can feel how changing that accent changes the feel of the rhythm, and thus changes your response to it. And the next one will be a 7. There are a few different types of 7s. 7 meaning it has 7 beats, so like a 7/8. So the one that I will be using, it will be a 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. I'm not expecting you to learn this even. I'm going to provide loop tracks for you to do the exercises from. And then I will also use a 9. These rhythms come from Eastern Europe and Turkey, from my travels there. And it was through my discovery from Sufi music, attending a sema where people did whirling, like the whirling dervishes, that these rhythms allow for the mind to enter into a different dimension than what Western music rhythms allow. And that's thus my interest in them. So the 9 that I'll be using will be a 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. And I'll put this all up on the display as well. I'll put it up on the screen. But you don't need to learn this. I'm going to provide you with loop recordings so that you can, of say 10-15 minutes, so you can sit down and meditate with them, focus on your breath a bit, and just allow them to overtake your awareness and start to lose yourself in that state between awakeness and sleep, not going to sleep, but then allowing your mind to wander within those rhythms. So the first one would be, I'm going to use a 4 again, but this time it's going to be I'm going to do an accent on 1 and 2 and 3 and leave out the 4, and you'll see how it feels very different to the last rhythm that I used in the last video. So it'd be like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 so this is 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Now I'm going to place a droning note in there to give the mind a reference. Now with this exercise, I want you to hum. I want you to use your voice. If you're not used to using your voice, you need to start now, because it's a big part of music, even if you're not a singer. just sit with that note and sit with that hum. I want you to sit there for at least a minute. You know, try and every time you need a breath, take a breath, but keep on humming with it. Now with this hum, I want you to, as you enter into the trance, open your mind to the possibility of where this note can go. Harmonies with the previous note, or deviations, or even clashes. And just allow your hum to take you somewhere else. Try something different. So for the purposes of the exercise, I'm just going to go ahead and hum something. But for yourself, for the 10-15 minute loop, I want you to just sit with it until you feel that you can go somewhere else with it. Take the note anywhere you like. Can be happy, can be sad, can be any scale, mode, or rhythm if you're familiar with those things. Or accent, I mean. So let's stop this one. So I'm going to provide that as a loop in order for you to practice this exercise. As well as that, I'm also going to go through the 7 and the 9 with you today in the video. So the importance of learning to do this with your mind first in a hum is that you can then repeat it with the instrument. Something I didn't mention before yesterday is that if you're not familiar with notes and where to find them, a great tool is a chromatic tuner, which are very cheap. They're about 10 euros if you're in Europe. And also you can get them as apps on your phone. Chromatic just means it sees every note, not just, say, a guitar tuner which only sees 6 notes for tuning a normal standard tuning of guitar. So you could use that to find the notes if you're not a musician. Now, let's try the 7. I'm going to have to delete the last one. Okay, we're doing a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to place the droning note in the back again, and it's going to be a G again. I'm going to continually use a G because that's the first note on my Franken violin, which I made myself. Okay, now we're going to do exactly the same thing. Anywhere with it, but you'll notice that the difference in the rhythm changes the way that you use the notes. It also accesses a different part of your brain, so it's allowing you to improvise in a different way, and you go to different notes even. So just consider that the rhythm that's used, or the accents in the rhythm, changes your improvisation on a fundamental level because of the trance, the different sorts of trance that it induces. Okay, let's go to the 9. So I'll provide that as a loop track as well of about 10-15 minutes, so you can really sit with it and have a meditation, because this is meditative. This is to put you into a trance and allow your mind to tell a story through music. Okay. So, and the third one I'm going to introduce to you today is the 9, like I said, which is 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, let's try it. Now I'll add the droning note. As you can see, I've used a different scale, or I've used different notes. This one puts my mind into a different state where I'm using like a double harmonic scale, and it makes me feel Eastern music, you know. So I encourage you to try with each of these different rhythms. This 4, this new 4, this 7 and this 9. I'll provide loop tracks at 10-15 minutes. Use them as meditations, sit with them in your bed, and just allow your mind to go into a trance. So allow your mind to relax. Don't focus on anything else but the rhythm and just letting go. And then start to hum after about 3-4 minutes. Hum for about a minute with it. And then after that, allow your voice to tell a story through the music. That's all I've got for you today, so enjoy your day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.